Welcome and welcome back. It's your girl Erina TL. I am so happy. Of course, you know that. I appreciate all the support and all the love you guys have been showing me. And today, I want us to talk something very important. Something very important. If you are a traveler, you know that your health is key. Still, as you have fun, you have to have fun in a safe way, in a very safe and healthy way. So, one of the things you should never underestimate is safety while on trips, road trips, whatever trips you're having, water trips. Make sure you follow the health guidelines on the road, and not just on the road, on the car. So first and foremost, if you're doing a road trip, follow all the road, are they called road guidelines, road safety signs and all that. And once you get into the car, remember, I told you, in life, everywhere you stay, there are safety rules or safety measures. In the kitchen, in your bathroom, for example, you don't step on your tiles when they are wet with soap, and you're not putting on sandals. Like, everywhere you will be, the toilet has its own safety measures and precautions. So in life, it's all about being safety cautious and putting in place the possible safety measures to keep you safe. So even on the trip, there are safety guidelines on the road, the safety guidelines in the car, the safety guidelines on your seat, for example, a seat belt, your sitting posture, like everything else. And most of you don't like using your seat belts, which is a very, very bad thing. Even me, I don't like using a seat belt, but I make sure it's not all about what I like and what I don't like. So I make sure I use it. Yes, I don't like using it, but I make sure I use it. So, and you should be knowing some of a few safety things here and there. You should be knowing how to use a fire extinguisher. You should be knowing how to give first aid for wounds, for what, those little things you should know. Okay, yeah. So today I want to take you through first aid while on the road. I want to show you what is inside a road trip first aid. So this is a first aid kit I've found in the SUNWORLD car Land Cruiser. If you saw the previous video, they sponsored us with a car to go for our road trip. Yeah, so I want to show you what is inside the first aid kit that we found in this car. But before that, even me, if you know me, there is a very little kit I normally move with. To me, it was gifted to me by TIA. If you know him, the packages he gave me, the phone, the tripods and everything. So it came with also a first aid kit, and I think it was my favorite gift. I don't know why. It was the smallest in the pack, but it was my favorite. It had a note: for all your adventures, here is your first aid kit. And wow, I loved it. I loved it like crazy. So it had a plaster inside, like a few things to start with. Yeah, but this one is a mega one. Why? Because the car, first of all, is carrying 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's carrying 8 people at a go. So you have to make sure you have at least things that are enough for the 8 people. But this is only for first aid. If you can have first aid in case of danger, then you proceed to a hospital for clear. So this is healthcare first aid kit. It has 25 essential items, plus a free wall hanging unit. And okay, before we even open it, I should tell you that a first aid kit should be in a visible area where everyone can access it in case of danger. You don't have a first aid kit and you've hidden it in your suit box, in your suitcase, or somewhere alone where you alone know. So once people sit in the car, everyone should know first and foremost where the first aid kit is, where the emergency door is, where the fire extinguisher is. Those are first and foremost the safety rules when you're going to do a road trip. Then next, let's open. This particular box is like this. You just roll away these. And the first aid kit should be easy to open. Everyone should know how to open it. What if most of you are in danger and it's only one person to help you out and they really do not know how to open the first aid kit? That would be a danger on another danger. Basic first aid instructions. I think these are the things I should have shown you first. This comes first, the basic first aid instruction. Make sure you read through it all and get to know the very basic first aid instructions. Okay, Actually, I think I'm going to show you this first. The time you're watching this video, this is going to come first. The basic first aid instructions. There are instructions regarding bleeding, embedded objects, eye injuries, spinal injuries, burns and scald, chest pain, bites and stings. So they are giving you the different approaches to the different conditions, just in case they befall you. Okay, always call for help, and yeah, this is the first thing you ought to see. Okay, I'm going to be getting them here, and this is a thermal emergency blanket. A thermal emergency blanket, its function, it is to protect from cold. So you wrap the blanket closely around the patient, sealing any gaps where air warmed by the body might escape. You cover every part where air warmed by the body might escape, but you do not have to cover the face, otherwise your nostrils will be blocked and you will die of suffocation. Our next is cotton wool ball. This is how they look like. You're going to be seeing them. You know how to use this cotton wool in case of bleeding. You can pass it there and all that to clean the place. Yeah, it has alcohol pads. This is also for disinfecting any cuts or wounds or something like that, for disinfecting. Alcohol pads. These, actually, as I mentioned, these items, you could buy them yourself from pharmacies or anywhere else and make your own kit. Okay, yeah, as a traveler you ought to have a kit. I'll emphasize that most. This is called wound dressing. It is like a mini gauze after cleaning the wound, and you dress it up. Yeah, it's a wound dressing. You know, the most things we'll encounter on trips is mainly a few cuts here and there, small wounds or something like that. So this is wound dressing a bigger size. We have the healthcare plaster. I should open it for you to show you what is inside. There are these plasters that you can always put on your wound to make sure you're safe, free from infections and all that. So plaster is key. Get any portable plasters you guys can have and make your own first aid kit. This one I'm showing this for SUNWORLD safaris. Okay, and gloves. When you're working on someone giving first aid, the first thing that should come on your mind is wearing gloves, because some people's blood is infected. I mean, no harm to anyone, but you wouldn't want to transfer a disease from one person to another, because those are all safety measures you need to put on your gloves first before working on anyone. So your safety kit should have gloves. Ooh, these scissors, they look like for surgical scissors. Of course, in case you need to cut something, cut bandage, cut a plaster, you know, those big plasters that need to be cut. In case you need to cut anything, you have these scissors. I don't know what doctors call them, but I know them as scissors. Okay, and they are always wrapped like this. After using them, you have to sterilize them. Okay, the first aid tape. This tape is like it's like a masking tape. It looks like a masking tape, but it's used for small cuts. Yeah, in small cuts you can cover up, or yeah, something like that. These are sterile eye pads to be used around the eye. Sterile eye pads. These are Calico triangular bandage. The triangular bandage, in case you need to wrap around the shoulder, around the head, around the arms. So these are the triangular bandage that you're going to need to work on that, or around the chest. And they come in I think each one has, we have this is the guys, for sure this I don't know, I've even never seen it in my life. This is the I think I'll be showing you what it is. Ooh, it has a first aid notebook. Oh my god, please write all the below details and hand it over to the doctor or nurse or ambulance, name, sex, what. So I think you put the information of the people. In case of anything, you write Erina TL, she got a wound, a deep cut on the leg, and and then it's forwarded to the ambulance so that when they reach the hospital, they know what you have done so far and where the doctors can start from. These are many sterile gauge sponges, and they are well packed in case you're going to dress the wound. Yeah, they come in handy. This is a bandage, premium bandage. You're going to bandage your foot, your what? You have the bandage. You are covered. There is this item. Is it called Resuscitate or Resuscitate? It is for mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Hey, Jesus. Resuscitation. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I think in case of... do we call it a case of life? A case of life, you know, where I think it's common when someone has drowned or something. But first of all, let me read for you the instruction. Remove all obstruction from the patient's airways. Tilt a patient's head backwards. Unfold plastic sheet and place over bite block in a patient's mouth. Start mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. We have safety pins. We call it liquans. There, in case maybe a thorn has pricked you, or you need to get something out of your body, or also you need to tie the bandage. Sometimes you need a safety pin to make sure the bandage is in the right place. So you can also buy your plastic container where you keep your items. I told you ought to make your own first aid kit because it may be expensive for you to go and buy it at once like this. As long as you're planning a road trip, please make sure you make one kit for yourself. Yeah, that's all that has been in this first aid kit. There is a thermometer. You need to measure the temperature. Remember, there is a healthcare book where you may have to record most of the details for the person you're traveling with, so that the people who are going to give you, who you're going to meet after the first aid is done, they know where to start from. Okay, but it is very vital that all of you traveling should have a knowledge about first aid, depending on the activities you're going to do. If you're going into the forest, have a knowledge about insects, bites, and all that and all those. If you're going to do risky things, like, get to know, have a clue about the different conditions and the first aids. If you're going to be cooking, in case of burns and scalds, you know what to do exactly. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for the support. I hope you've been following. Thank you so much. I cannot appreciate you enough. And don't forget to check the description box below. There are details to the people who gifted me with this beautiful travel van. It is a Land Cruiser by the SUNWORLD Safaris. It is to help me to go to the Tsavo National Park and all around the coastal regions of Mombasa, Kilifi, Malindi. Yeah, enjoying the road trip and having fun. Thank you so much for watching, and see you right